Welcome back, everybody. As we celebrate America's 250th anniversary, one Texas news organization is taking a look at the people who helped shape the Lone Star State over all those years. Chron has ranked the 250 most influential Texans since 1776, from political leaders and pioneers to musicians, athletes, and business icons.
In the top spot, former U.S. President Lyndon Baines Johnson. Second, former President of the Republic of Texas, Sam Houston. And third, music icon Beyonce, followed by Willie Nelson. That list is already generating a lot of talk, maybe even some debate. So joining us now, hey Wes Wilson is the executive director with Chron.com. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you.
It's so great to see both of you guys.
Hey, let's talk about how this was a massive undertaking. How did you get the idea for it?
Well, so much of like America's 250th birthday is going to be told from the East Coast, right? And you really can't tell America's story without telling Texas's story. So we really wanted to, let's tell Texas's story as part of this.
Okay, so talk to us about the list itself. What was some of the criteria that you all used going into this?
So we really wanted it to be things, people that you could recognize, the average Texan could recognize. How important was that person both to Texas history? How important were they to US history or the world? And, when you see their name, how much does it make you think Texas? And those were, where we kind of scored people. We did have a methodology, and that's also on our site to explain some of the process. And then it's very difficult to put together, presidents and musicians and actors and sports figures all in one list, but that's kind of how we started with it.
Okay, I get where you're going, and now I can see the path of how you were getting to the list here. What was the most debatable or controversial that you saw from that list that people are talking about?
It really comes down, I think, to some of the entertainers. Are people, are you a Willie fan or a Beyonce fan or Selena or George Strait? And then how we maybe put those over presidents. But, I just finished reading the John Meacham biography about George H.W. Bush, and I'm still pretty comfortable with, where we have folks, because like a George H.W., he was in Texas for a time and then he was away for a long time in China as ambassador, CIA director. And so I feel really good with where we have our list at.
Okay, I'm such a insider methodology girl, the investigator in me. I want to know more about that methodology. Talk to me about some of the specifics. I know people can go on your site and read the whole methodology, but what do you think are some of the things that might be a tipping point when you've got, two iconic people next to each other? What pushes them over the edge to bump them up on that list?
So we tried grouping people together at first to kind of see like which groupings we really feel like people were in. And then it was stress testing a lot with our team, and that happened multiple times, both with, specific teams that are very knowledgeable about a certain topic like sports, versus other teams in the larger group. But we get that this is a very subjective thing, and some people are going to have strong feelings. But it was kind of more like a love letter to Texas, and it's really cool going through this list. 250 is a lot, and seeing how much Texas contributed to our country.
It's a long list, that is for sure. So a little bit of discussion and debate in your newsroom too about who made the list. Let's talk about who didn't make the list that maybe was surprising to you.
Oh, we've already had some of that where even some of the other newsrooms are like, well, what about so-and-so, or what about this person? And, I didn't go back through some of like we had 400 names, and whittling that down to 250, was sometimes very difficult about who didn't. So I looked a lot more at who made it than who didn't as I came in. But if you guys have any specifics that you think of, like I'm happy to chat about those.
We won't fire off all 200 that didn't make the list at you and ask you why. No, what I want to know, Wes, is what kind of conversations, obviously the debate, who landed where, what kind of impact did they have, but what kind of conversations are you guys hoping this project inspires among Texans?
Yeah, even when you may not know the name on the list, the hope is that you're like, oh wow, I didn't know that that person did this. So I didn't know that Jack Kirby invented the integrated circuit, which is now the first microchip essentially, and that you're able to like, oh, you like really learn things about the state, and that you have a UT professor that wins Nobel Prize for chemistry at 97, and just really like learn things about the state. And some of it may reinforce what you already knew, oh yes, I want Selena in the top 10. Or some things might be like, oh, I think this person should be higher, but we hope that it really makes people feel proud to be Texans.
Incredible. I can say just going through that list, I felt that way too. I was
Yeah.
Googling a few names and saying, oh my gosh, they're a Texan? How cool. So Wes, thank you so much for your work on the list. We can't wait to see more of the chatter about it as it goes out. Thanks for joining us for a little bit of the peek behind the curtain about how you put it together.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I love seeing y'all.
You too. Good to see you again.
All right, bye.
Let's see. Let's go.